Welcome to another edition of the Millennial Gems podcast. It is your host, Killa, and I'm back with my guy, Sitchy, Sitchy in
Know
the
that.
building.
So we back at it with another one, man. How y'all doing?
I am good, my good brother. We don't waste no time. We're gonna hop right into it.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
First thing I wanted to address is values and principles. I feel like while it's something that everybody should have, I don't feel like it's talked about enough, or there's just not enough focus on it. Because I feel if I ask, somebody, what are your top 5 athletes, or what are your top 5 foods, or what are your top 5 music artists, you can answer that pretty quickly. But if I ask you what your top 5, values are, principles are, you're probably gonna hesitate to do that. And this doesn't go for everybody. Some people actually really may be tapped in and really do understand their values and principles. But I'm guaranteeing that probably most people, if you were to walk up to them immediately on the street, they couldn't tell you off rip. So I just wanted for us to just kind of just share like I just wanted us to share our values and principles. So what do you want to go first?
So you can start off, man.
So what are just maybe list like maybe like your top 3 values first. We'll just go with values since values are very subjective. They constantly change. So let's just go with our top 3 values first.
Yes, sir. So first number one, respect. Without respect, it's nothing, man. If you don't show me respect, there's no way I can hold a conversation with you. There's no way I can do anything with you. I have no energy or no time to deal with anybody that cannot show respect. That's for one. 2, loyalty. I can't deal with nobody that is going to be disloyal to me behind my back. I need to make sure that if you walking with me, you're walking with me the same way you are when I'm in your presence and when I'm not in your presence.
Keep my name in high regards.
Absolutely. The game right now is it's all twisted, man. It's a whole bunch of backstabbing, disloyal, all types of, man. Like it's crazy. Like this, the shit I seen though, it's wicked. And and that's from all standpoints, from a relationship perspective, from a bro code perspective, to a family perspective. There's a lot of wicked stuff going on right now, bro, and it just shows that nobody's sticking to any morals or values anymore. It's just kind of how get it how you live. It's sad, it's sad out here, bro. But my main things I stand on is respect, loyalty, and just keeping it 100. Just being true within and without, because
so
it's just
being
like
true is your third.
True, absolutely. It's and those 3 they go a long way. And when it came down to loyalty, you could say loyalty or love, but people don't understand. You could love somebody and still hurt them. When you're loyal enough not to do anything crazy that's going to jeopardize a relationship. So I feel like that's a big difference between the 2. So loyalty for sure is what I'm stand on.
Yeah, I definitely feel with like love and loyalty. Like I don't feel like you have to. I think I can definitely be loyal to somebody, but maybe not love how you. I don't know. Maybe you have to be somebody there. Can you be loyal? Can you be loyal to somebody if you don't love them? Like if you don't show love to them, can you be loyal to them? Like I want to know about that. Y'all tell me down in the comments if that's possible. Like, can you be loyal to somebody that you don't, you don't show love to?
But then it's like, I feel like that's a question that can go either way. Because it's like, if you don't love this person, then why are you being loyal to them? Like it's tough. It's tough. I mean, you can go. It's different ways to go about it, but for the most part, it's like if you tell me you're loyal to me, you're not gonna do anything to jeopardize our relationship. You can love me and still hurt me and do some foul shit behind my back, but still have love for me or love me. But when you're loyal, you don't even stop that. You didn't stop that. Your loyalty keeps that thin line between the 2, but like that boundary. It's deep.
I've been screaming like loyalty for like the longest time, but like eventually like that kind of I kind of got rid of like that value of mine. Like I kind of got rid of it. Well, not got rid of it, but like it moved like kind of like down my list because I'm like most of the time when people want to be loyal to you, it's only because they're really actually just trying to be loyal to themselves because they have an agenda. They need to get next to you to get to further advance themselves. Sometimes that's what I believe in. With loyalty.
I mean,
That's why I kind of
yeah,
moved down. Like I do be feeling like, some people will just be loyal to because they know you can help elevate them somewhere. And as soon as they get comfortable, oh yeah, I don't need to be loyal to him no more. Soon as you learn the game, oh yeah, I don't need you no more, fam.
but then
I'm good. Now I'm gonna do it way better than you.
I see where you're going from, but then it's like when you look at it from that perspective, is that really called loyalty? Because when you're loyal to someone, is it ever a point where you actually can stop being loyal to them and like it just that loyalty gets erased? Or like how and what way could that really make sense? Like I'm loyal to you just so I can get this, and then once I get it, I'm kind of out your way and the loyalty's gone. Or
Listen, like you said earlier, bro, there's some real wicked shit that be going on out here. And like I said, people really do things to advance their own agenda. Like we all can't front. Like we're all human. We all do things to help. At the end of the day, we're all doing things for us.
that's true.
Like we're all doing things for us. So are we like really like loyal? Like this is the loyalty is just thrown around so much. Like we know that people just aren't gonna stay loyal to people long term. Like you look at it in sports, like teams aren't loyal to players.
Oh, absolutely, but we learned that
Like,
that it's a business. It's a
oh
business.
yeah,
Yeah, in any sports, professional sports, it's a business. Don't think just because you've been there for a few years that you won't get swiped up and picked around and dropped off to another location because we never seen it happen plenty of times. Plenty of
yeah.
great players too.
I do believe that. But at the same time, you have like the players who, when they want to get out of whatever team they're at. Oh, now they're not loyal to the team anymore. They're not willing to, to stick through the thick and go through the thick and thin. They don't want to go through the down years. Like, all right, now that player wants to leave. Now he's looked at as a bad guy because you don't want to do that. So I'm just like, damn, dog, why why does it feel like this? Like the goalpost is just, it keeps moving. Like we keep moving it back and forth. Like it's players can't do it, but teams can do it, and I don't know. That's why I'm just like, it kind of moved down my list of values because it's just like they're always going to be looking out. Players are going to look out for each other. Teams going to look out for the good of the team. The same thing with us as humans. We're going to look out for ourselves or our families. But that's why I'm just like, loyalty's moved down for me. But again, that's just me. If that's in your top three, that's your top three. I would say mine, my top values here. First one for me, accountability. Above all else, take accountability for the things you do.
I should add that to mine too.
It could be like your top like 5, maybe. You probably could have maybe like top 10, but like accountability is like literally number 1 on my list, like my first overall pick. Like, don't point the finger or anything. Be accountable for every single thing you do.
Yo, that just gave me the chills. It was like, dog. I sit back
Accountability.
and think
Like, I don't like people who point the finger and blame other people for the shit that happens to them.
My gosh.
Like, okay, we get the fact. I get that. Again, I've been criminal to this too. Saying how our school system is. Obviously it screwed us all over. We ain't learned what we need to learn. At the end of the day, now I'm past that. I've been out of school long enough now to realize that how the rest of my life goes is on.
It's on you. It's on you.
I can't keep blaming college for not teaching what they didn't teach me. I can't continue to blame high school for not teaching me the proper things. It's over with now. It's over and done with. I'm past that phase. Like now, what happens between the rest from today until death is all up to me. It's all on me. Nobody else is in control of that but me.
That's a fact.
So accountability is definitely my number 1. Integrity. Always. Everybody knows integrity, man. Like be integral about everything I do. Word is bond. I believe that's like a top thing that honestly that should be like a principle for every man. It's just I believe that's a value that everybody should have. Like integrity, you should be moving with integrity. And then my third one is just like discipline.
Yeah.
So not like your common ones, like I still got, I still obviously have like respect and, like love and loyalty and stuff like that. A little, like I said, a little further down on my list, but like discipline, number 3. Because it's like discipline is literally shows me that, okay, you're about taking action. You're about doing what needs to be done. Discipline is what drives people and gets people to where they need to be.
Absolutely.
So accountability, integrity, discipline are mine. Y'all can drop in the comments what are your top 3 values. And like I said, I believe that values are very much like subjective. They're always going to change. Everybody's going to feel different about them. Like I don't judge anybody for what their top values are. But principles, and I feel like this is a little bit of a different ball game because while I do feel like there are some principles that, everybody's going to have different principles, I do feel like there are some that are like objective and like some that all men need to have, like all men need to follow, and then like all like I can't really speak for women, but I know as far as men, I just feel like there's definitely some principles that men need to have in order to operate. Well, every man should have principles. Every man should be identifying what their principles are and shouldn't be going against it. So, I want to say I have 10 different. These are my 10 principles. So my first one is protect the creator of life. Obviously, being whatever woman I'm with, whether it's girlfriend or future wife, protect the creator of life. Always protect the woman. Always hold doors open for women. That's literally mine. Every man don't have to do that, but that's just my thing. I prefer to hold doors open for women all the time, no matter what. Never fear another man. I feel like this is just like a principle that every man needs to have. Again, you don't have to, but I feel like this is one every man needs to have. Never fearing another man. That man bleeds too. It don't matter how big, how small, bro. We're still human. Train 3 times a week. It's a very real simple principle for me. As I said, like when my values, take accountability for all actions. Again, this is like another, I think, just principle that I think every man needs to stand on.
Yep.
Don't take things personal. This is kind of like another thing that I feel like most people should do, which I believe is probably hard for a lot of people to not take things personal.
It's tough.
It's literally one of the 4 agreements. So if you haven't read the 4 agreements, then you probably should get on that. Don't take things personal. Never speak unless I have something to say. Listen twice as much as I speak. So if anybody who really knows me, they know I don't really talk a lot.
It's facts.
I speak out of turn. I don't ever speak because I got something whatnot. Like I speak when it is my time to speak. And most of the times I'm not going to speak first to you. Like I wait for somebody to speak to me. Like speak to me first. And but that's just how I am. So don't speak until I have something to say. Listen twice as much as I speak. That's what I believe everybody should do. Listen twice as much. You have 2 ears, you have 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak. And then the last one, never give less than 110% effort. I feel like this one I've kind of really started developing a little bit more in like the, probably like the last like few years. Because I would do things, like probably like maybe like 80-90% just to kind of just say like, okay, I was trying hard enough, but I know I could have definitely tried harder.
Thanks.
Instead of like really trying to go, all out and really just go give like maximal effort. And I'm realizing now that as an entrepreneur, there's no going less than 100%. You don't go less than 100%, you ain't gonna make it in this game. because we know this entrepreneur game is rugged, it is rough, and it will beat you down and keep you there if you let it. Shout out to Sylvester Stallone. But it's never given less than 110%. So those are my kind of core principles from moi.
There's a lot
I know
of
that was kind of a lot. That was kind of a lot there I ran down, but yeah, you don't have to give 10, but like, you can kind of just give like maybe like top like 3 or 5, that you got.
Yeah, so when I think about the word principle already off the rip, we use that term often just as we think about the either right or wrong actual reality of something. So it's like if you did something and it may not have been that big, the principle of it makes it a lot bigger than what it is. And you think about things from that perspective.
Hold on, wait, I'm sorry. Run that back. What did you say that again?
Yeah, so we're gonna bring it back for you real quick, guys. So when you think about the word,
I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah, absolutely. When people think about the principle of things, you kind of, well, for me, it just sets back down to thinking about whether something was really big or it wasn't as big as you think it was. But a lot of the times when you say, you may hear someone say, but no, it was the principle of the whole situation. Like the situation can have.
Oh, okay. Got you.
Yeah.
All right.
So like it can be a scenario where the situation wasn't as big. But the principle of it is what made it a lot bigger than what it was. So what you did made the principle of it made the situation a lot more bigger than what it was. So I think that really just stands down to really just being honest and respectful at the end of the day. Because when you look at certain things from a different perspective like that, you always hear people say, I'm not tripping over this, but it was the principle of it. You could have did this instead of that. You hear that all the time. In all reality, you hear that all the time. It's always but it was the principle of it. And that's why that's what this person don't know. So when you think about that, it's just like the common respect or boundary for someone is really like the key thing in everything. But just to tie back down to like the few actual principles I stand on, for one, is always please and thank you with anything. No matter who it is. It can be a little kid, be a grandmother,
It's different, especially with like the little kids. Like I know I don't think. I mean, I'm not a parent, so I can't say that. But even then, like even with my friends' kids and stuff like that, like I always still say, please and thank you to them as well. They're still, just because they're smaller in stature and maybe in brain size and stuff like that, don't mean that they don't need to be treated just as respectful as if I was talking to another adult. But go ahead.
Yeah, and it's like, please and thank you is gonna take you a long way for one. Outside of it just being respectful and responsible thing to do. Because I guess that's how I was raised. We're real big on respect. It's like the little things could take you a lot further in the longer run. And like, it could be my parents making me food, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna still say thank you and please, because although they brought me into life, that don't in their responsibility is to provide. That doesn't mean I lack respect in any type of form of that. You still obtain that level of respect with anybody, and I've always been that way. And it's important, bro. But like, you think about these kids now, this new generation, the entitlement is just crazy. You give them something that's gonna benefit them, they'll thank you. They might snatch it out your hands, and it's just like, like we was never able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, no, my mom, it was heavily enforced by my mom. My mom definitely was like honest about making sure that we always saying thank you. Even like if somebody like writes us like a card, like write them back a thank you card. If like my graduation, she was like, make sure you write everybody who gave you money, write them a thank you card.
Right.
Like, so I totally agree with that. Like,
right. So that's that. And another one is just acknowledgement. And this can tie it down to like, very big or very small, right? But I'll give you one example. There's been plenty of times in a workspace where you can be in one area, right? And then your coworker come in the room and will literally walk right by you, or maybe be sitting in the room and not say nothing to you for the whole entire time. Not saying like you're forced to say anything, but the least you can do is speak and say hi, like the acknowledgement of someone walking in the room. But that's the person that's already been in the
As soon
room.
as you see like make like eye contact, even good morning,
It's
what's
simple,
going
something
on,
simple. It
hi,
isn't that. You're right. It don't have to
no,
be anything big, but it's just the acknowledgement of someone being in the room or someone coming in and just taking that acknowledgement, and that can go with anything. But the main thing is if I see someone getting ready to come through a door and they need help or they need a hand, I acknowledge that and open the door for them. Seeing something already before it happens is just something that I naturally do, and I obviously would expect that from a lot of people. But 9 times out of 10, that's not going to be the case. For me personally, I can never see someone coming and needing help at the door and just walk by them without opening the door for them. So it's like little small things, acknowledgement, for me really goes a long way. And it's something that kind of really sticks with me because that's kind of how I've always been. And then for the ones that actually are doing the same thing you do, you kind of have more respect for them because it's like you see what a lot of people don't see. And for you seeing that, you're rare. That's something you can mess with, that you can walk with. You understand, But shit, off of the malls.
time's up.
It's just like really just acknowledging things that are obvious. I'm not saying like if someone does it, you got to go reach out and say hi to everybody, whatever the case may be. It's just like a simple small thing, or like if you're in a small room and somebody walks in, at least you can do is hey, what's up? This files down to just avoiding awkwardness too.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all been in the room where there's people in there, y'all ain't say nothing. The
Facts,
tension.
not enough of those. Like, room, all right, somebody come in the room. Like I literally, but I look up to make sure I look like I'm trying to make like eye contact with everybody that walks like past me. So even if you don't say anything, at least if I know like how we do, the head nod. All right, cool. You acknowledge me, like you
That's it.
smile. If a woman smiles at me, you acknowledge me, like cool. You ain't had to say nothing. Like I'll take the verbal cues, like.
Exactly.
I'll accept that. But like, yeah, just walking straight into the room, like on your phone, you don't say nothing, you just got the mug on. I'd be like, nah, that ain't happening. Like
Bro, and you
I'm
know
like,
what
I'm
kills me
like, yo,
about
did
that
you wake
too?
up on the wrong side of the bed or something? Like, who pissed in your cornflakes? Like,
Yo, and the crazy thing about things like that too, right? It be the ones that don't acknowledge you, don't say shit to you at all, but all of a sudden need a favor.
huh? Huh?
Bro, there's been so many times, bro, where people will walk by you, and this is just at work, like in a workspace, they'll walk by you for years, but the moment they need a favor, all of a sudden they know your name, they know who you
You
were
know
before,
everything.
and then they ask you a favor. It's like, oh, so you know my name, you know what I've been up to, and you haven't said nothing, but you need a favor?
How do we just
Yeah,
pop out the blue with that?
it's crazy.
See, and this is what I mean. Going back to what I said earlier, loyal to our own needs. That's why it's not one of my top 5 values anymore, because it's like everybody's loyal to their own cause. When
That's a
they
fact.
need something, that's when they want to be all up in your face, and they'll do whatever they got to do to get what they can out of you. Like,
That's crazy.
that's what I mean, man. The rugged shit, man. Ridiculous.
But yeah,
All
man,
right.
I think
Well, for those y'all, man, y'all drop down whatever your top like principles are. You don't need a long list like mine. That was just like my top 10. But y'all can definitely drop like maybe like your top like 3 to like 5 principles down in the comments. So kind of tying into like principles, like what I was saying earlier about like how I believe they're just certain things that I believe as men, like we all need to stand on, and
absolutely.
like we like they're like certain priorities. So what do you feel are like some like principles or priorities that you know all men should possess?
I mean, 'cause to be honest, respect. And the reason why I say that is because you don't have to like somebody to necessarily respect them, but respect you can like. In other words, you can not like somebody but be in a room and still still hold that space in a respectful way without having any bad blood to make things a lot worse than what it is. So, like, say for example, if you was in like a meeting with a bunch of coworkers, and you know one of your coworkers in there that you have beef with or whatever, you can respect the space and respect the boundaries of knowing that y'all are not cool, but that don't mean you have to start trouble and cause any type of chaos. Because as men, you want to be able to control your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and if you can tie that down, it can go a long way. Like there's been plenty of times or plenty of situations where there's two people that don't like each other, but that don't mean that you can't respect the boundaries within like whatever scenario you're in, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So, okay, so just to play devil's advocate, you know how we always throw around the for our hot, at least I'm sure you've probably heard it too. I've heard this plenty of times. Respect is earned and not given. So, do men off rip, do we need to just give respect to each other, or is it something that we need to earn from each other? Because
I
I
mean,
do
off the
believe that men, I do believe, yes, you know, that man should respect another man, but is it something that just needs to be given to you? Like I just hand respect to you, or do you need to earn my respect?
I mean, in that case, I feel like there's a tier of respect that I think should automatically be given off the rip, and there's a tier, another level of respect that should be earned. So off the rip, a respect could mean a simple like gesture of just being like if you're walking into someone's presence, just that simple gesture of either a head nod or even a pound or whatever the case may be, off the rip off for that. But when you're talking about respect on another level, respecting someone's character, respecting someone's ways, respecting, people's purpose, that's another thing. Because off the rip, you're not gonna know what type of person this person is. You don't know what their motives are. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what their intentions are as well. But as you grow to learn someone, or even around people for a certain period of time, you can pick up on their traits, their characteristics, and that's when you determine whether or not they earn that certain level of respect. Because just like you said, respect is earned; it's not given. And I think there is some type of initial, like a small tier of respect is off the rip that should just be um passed out on a, I guess, a positive level, if you want to put it that way. So like, not let's say so like to wrap everything up, what I'm trying to say is there's tiers to respect. There's respect. There's a certain level of respect that has to be earned, and there's a certain level of respect that should automatically be given off the rip of just the natural setting. Like for example, here, right? If say you have a daughter, if your daughter is has a boyfriend and she brings him to go to meet you, off the rip, you would have enough respect to at least shake his hand. Get a feel from him. Whether or not you like him or not will determine based off of what he's showing you or what he's telling you, and then you determine whether or not you have earned his. You determine whether or not, as the father, if you have earned that respect from him or not. You kind of see how that kind of ties in what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's like there's a certain level of respect that you earn, and there's a certain level of respect that you should naturally just kind of give off to just start off with it.
Okay.
You know,
Respect it is. Okay. Uh, I mean, I'm gonna stick with like the main ones we kind of like all know. I kind of like address like even like my first principle: protect by all means. The job is meant, protect your family, protect yourself, protect your mental, spiritual, your wealth. I just protect everything by all means. But
mm-hmm.
mainly, yes, be a protector to your family, to your woman, to your children. Just being a protector. Um, that's like a main priority. I believe that all men need to possess. Another one, obviously, being, you know, uh, and just being honest. I feel like just every man, again, kind of going back to integrity, like, just every man needs to be integral, and like they need to, just be upfront. Just be upfront. Like, we don't need to hide anything. Like, you don't need to lie about nothing. Like, I don't feel like ever a need to lie to another man. If you don't like something, just address it. We don't need to act funny in his face, and then when you not near him, now you're saying some wild shit, some out of pocket shit, and trying to burn his name. I'm just like, yo, just integral. Like everybody just needs to be integrity and stand on what they gonna do. My other one, was again, accountability. Like I said, every man needs to take accountability for their actions. I don't believe any man should be pointing their finger at another man for their problems.
Absolutely, but it's wicked out here, and unfortunately, when men think that they're responsible for another man's life, and that's nasty work, as they would say.
Responsible for no reason. Even the police are not responsible to come and save you.
Right.
There's a reason why I have myself with LTC, because the police are not, literally, they do not have to come and save you. That is not their job. Their job is just to come, maybe just see what the problem is, maybe neutralize, but to come save you and be there to your rescue. Like they don't have to do that. They don't have I think literally I don't know if it's in their police handbook, but they don't have an obligation to help you. They are not obligated to help you. So
it's crazy.
Take accountability for our actions. Protect yourself, as I said, and just be integral and honest. Simple as that. Those are kind of like my just top priorities. So man, I believe that every man needs to possess. There's probably a lot more, but those are just the ones that I feel are most important, along with respect as well. So now that we done focused on the men, let's get into these women. What standards must a woman meet for you in order for you to consider dating her or taking her serious?
So,
and for your standards, are any of them compromisable? Like, will you compromise on any of them if they choose not to agree to those standards? So you can just give me just give me just maybe 2-3 standards that you have that you set this. It's like you need to meet this or this isn't gonna work.
For one, she got to be she has to have drive. That's for one. I was gonna say self-driven, but sometimes I know some people do need a push to kind of get themselves going. But as long as they get that push, they can get it going.
Motivation. Motivation. We all know motivation wears off fast. So I feel like if you're dependent, if this if you're self-driven, that's fine. Because that'll not show me your discipline.
Right.
But if you're always constant that you need a little motivation, a little put, if you depend on motivation, probably not. But probably not one for me. But again, this ain't me. This is you. So. That was just my little quick take on that, but I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, bro.
So like I said, the biggest thing for me, one of the biggest things is to have some type of drive, and not being okay with just average work. Like you have to want more for yourself. You have to want more for me, and I feel like drive plays a big role in that. That's for one. Another thing, for sure, there's no questions about this one.
You're not compromising on that?
We're not compromising on this one at all. It's just cleanness.
Is what?
Cleanness.
Oh, cleanliness, you mean?
Clean. I'm sorry. Cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
I just like
cleanliness.
But
I get what you mean,
yeah. Yeah, when I mean by this, I'm talking about all across the board. Hygiene. And that's from your breath, how your teeth look, how you smell. All of the above, bro. This is key. If there's any errors in the situation, then it's a bigger problem on it. It's a bigger problem because there's no way that you're gonna be comfortable. Well, personally, with me, to each own, I'll say, because you'll be surprised what people would hold on for themselves or be okay with.
That be honest, why isn't hygiene a top not even, I want to say like top two. Like that should be like or two, like not even one or two. Like the hygiene, your hygiene should be like first of all priority. Let's just put it that way. I ain't even gonna say top two. Your hygiene literally will affect your health. If your hygiene isn't in order, you don't have good health. To me,
Bro, I'm telling you,
you're not showing me good signs of health.
I'm telling you though, and you'll be surprised. You look at certain couples and you like, yeah, that's serious. Yeah, definitely meant for each other. That's why, like, it can get real crazy, bro.
Nah.
But yeah. So with that, like the whole cleanliness overall, like I said, the oral hygiene to the hygiene, everything you do got to be clean. You got to have a certain smell to you as well. It can't just be no smell at all. You got to have a certain smell. For
What
sure.
about what? Okay, so what about like a clean car? Because I've come across a lot of women who don't keep their cars clean, and that shit be low key disturbing the fuck out of me.
They do.
Like that'd be just like, I'm sure you definitely keep your body clean. I'm sure you probably keep your house clean, but you don't keep your car clean. Like I don't think I've ever met. I don't know any guy on earth who keeps a dirty car. Like we're probably more likely to keep our cars clean. Like more than probably like maybe like our house, but like our cars, like I don't know. I'd be feeling like men just be taking care of their car. Like they go to the ends of the world for their cars, getting the detail, just making sure it just stays fresh by all means. Like, I mean, my shit could probably just use like a little vacuuming, but like you don't be ever seeing like bottles and wrappers and
Yeah, bro.
food shit and like just clothes. Like I'm just like, what the fuck do you like? Yo,
I
why
go,
does your
you're
car
not
look
trying.
like a zoo right now? Like,
Yo,
and then I gotta sit in this shit. Like, nah, we gotta do better.
I make sure I vacuum my joint out once a week, every week.
Now that it's getting warmer out, yeah, I definitely gotta kind of pick up the pace on like um
That's just for GP.
vacuuming my shit out because my shit's looking kind of crazy right now.
It'd be like
But I
that.
mean,
The
mainly
worst
just
thing
like,
is you acknowledging that, knowing that you got to get it done is the right step already. Some people can live like that and they still don't.
oh
They
nah, like like I literally clean like the interior of my car like when I can, like when it's not cold out and I have like some time. I will go outside and clean my car. I'll try to also like try to find like a car wash too that isn't like too busy. Like it just be too. There's one over by me, like Fernandez, that's over there on Blue Hill, but I can't be going there because that line
yeah,
be too long.
will be.
But I just be trying to just find like a nice little car wash that ain't too busy. Go in there, just pop my music on, and just vacuum, just
So crazy
clean
with
the
it.
whole interior of my shit. Like, but that's that there. So those are your.
So that
Oh,
was
that
two.
was
So
just
I
two.
said yeah. So I said the first one was damn, what did I say for the first one? I lost my train of thought. I know the second one was the cleanliness. The first one was
Not even
you
gonna hold
know,
you there.
now
You're not low key what it is though. To go back on the playback and see
yeah, I
what
go
it
back
is.
and play back for that one. But the third one got to be you got to cater to me. You got to run my back. You got to want to cook me food.
Oh, so she gotta submit to you, is what you saying? That was what you saying? Because if we get into this, these, it's a very hot topic
No,
as
we're
of
gonna leave
like
that for
what's
another
been going
episode.
on for a while now about being, women being submissive and stuff like that. That's a very, very, women are real quick to defend that.
We're
I
gonna leave
feel it.
that
Nah,
for
I mean, listen, bro. I'm told, I agree. I
another.
would love that stuff too, but like, I also understand, like, as a man, we have to give women a reason to want to submit. Like, kind of going back to what I was saying, like, showing her that I can protect her, like, providing for her,
Mm-hmm.
I actually learned this from a woman named April Mason, who I follow on Instagram now. I actually heard about her watching Ian and Rashad's Blackout.
Like I ain't.
Um, so yeah, she was just talking about how, the things that men and women need to contribute to. So for men, you'll know you have a good woman when she contributes to your, I think, your portfolio, your legacy, and it was something else. I had wrote it down, but I don't remember what off the top of my head it was. But it was like 3 different things, like your portfolio, your legacy, and something else. Oh, your peace. That's what it was. Your peace, portfolio, and your legacy. That's what she needs to contribute to, as if she's gonna be with you like long term. Like, that's how you know she's good for you. But for women, she said making sure that, again, like I said, protected, she feels provided for, she feels seen, and she feels heard. And I was like, okay, I can do that. That's not a problem. Protected, provided for, heard, seen. I don't know. I'm not really the type now to really be. I still need to define like what like seen is.
That's
I don't
obviously
know if that
like
means like showing her off like to like other people, but I've made it a pact now that I'm not the type. I've said this on like various occasions that I'm not the type to post you. I'm not going to post you,
absolutely,
and don't be the type of woman who asks to get posted, because I'm not going to do that. I feel like
bro.
the
It's just,
best relationships are better when you're not, when people don't know nothing. Like, you can know I have a girlfriend, you can know I have a wife, but chances are you probably ain't never gonna see me post her. So
bro,
if you want to
because
see her or see us together, you're gonna have to come to wherever we are together, or just happen to
I
be in
think
the
so.
same room,
But
or
it's
be
like, yeah,
invited to a party or something. But I don't post um anybody I'm with just because I don't need everybody up in my business. I don't need everybody. I don't want to deal with all that.
it's a
I
lot
don't
that
need to
come
do.
with it.
I don't need to put her in the public eye. Like, if she's already like a public figure there. Like, if you want to post me, cool. I don't care. But I'm just saying, on my part, I'm not gonna post you.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, for
just
me,
me.
I ain't gonna be doing the whole, the whole Formula One joint. But you're gonna get a little snippets every now and then. You might see some feet, you might see some hands holding hugs, but you ain't gonna see the whole like,
Nah, when we on the beach and that fucking
yeah,
booty swallowing up the bikini, like, nope, y'all ain't seeing none of that. I mean, if like, again, she posted, but you ain't gonna catch it from my part.
just a
Um,
lot comes with that, though. That,
but I
that's
mean,
another topic.
I ain't insecure about like none of that stuff. Like, I'm old enough now. I'm not really insecure about what women do and sharing with their bodies and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we can get into the women's bodies and what their choices with the this BBL era shit. I mean, we can talk about that. Believe me, I
That's
really
it.
got to get some shit off my chest about that. But I just
Yeah,
want to let me just address what I had to say first. So you said you're 3. I forget what your first one was. I
I
really
got to take
do.
one too,
But
bro.
the second, I remember cleanliness, and then you said pretty much she just has to cater to you. So pretty much she like submits to you. Which again, every man wants that. Uh, I would say my standards take a little different direction. So they might be a little bit of a reach, but I definitely believe like this applies to this should apply for really all women. And I don't think I should have to compromise on any of these. First one being, you need to be a woman who gets in the gym.
Mm.
I care a lot about health. And if you find that working out in a gym is just not going to work, or just working out period just isn't for you, then I don't want any parts of you. We can be friends, but being serious in a relationship, nada. I don't want none of that. I personally, I want to take the fitness. I like doing a couple things in the gym.
Mm.
I like doing that type of stuff. So working out together. I like doing the pull-ups together. I like being able to try to bench press my woman. I like doing that. That small stuff there. So yes, you most definitely have to be a woman who gets in the gym and trains. That's non-negotiable. My
Yeah, yeah.
second one. This one is a bit. I want to say. I guess it kind of varies, and it can be debatable. But because I'm a firearm owner, I need my woman to also
Run, shoot.
start. Yeah, she has to take a liking to shooting and being comfortable holding firearms and stuff like that. Because obviously, God forbid something happens. I want her to defend herself. If she's ever caught up by herself. But also, if some shit happens in the house, like I want her to get to safety first more than anything. But I also don't want my woman to be afraid. Asking me, "Oh, why am I buying all these guns? Or why do you got all these guns in the house?" Because I said, ain't nobody in this world finna protect me but me. The cops ain't coming to my rescue. God ain't coming to my rescue. At least not physically. So I need so I would prefer if she's comfortable like shooting and comfortable, with me like carrying and like because I'm be honest, I'm gonna be teaching my children very early on. Very early on, so they understand and like she has a problem with that, then chances are I don't know if I could be with her. So that might, but again, that's something that would be brought up before we even have children, because I don't need the riffraff. I'm not going back and forth about a woman about firearms, and you don't like them with children, and like I'll educate her on what to do and how to properly train children with them. So that's my second one. My third one, very simple. Just know how to cook. Kind of like what you said. Just know how to cook.
Yeah, that's what
I really don't want. Like I really cannot. I don't want to. Like I know how to. I can hold my own in the kitchen. I ain't no master chef now.
Facts.
But I can hold my own in the kitchen at least.
Yeah.
Now, you as a woman, you must possess that skill. You must possess that skill. This might come off as pretty harsh, but you literally are no good to me as a woman. And this probably, I don't know if this will go viral. If it does go viral, well, I'm not sorry that I said it. You are no good to me as a woman if you can't cook.
Hey,
no good to me.
He said it.
Hey, you really, like, to be honest, like there's a whole lot of things. Yes, I want from you. Again, I want the back rubs and stuff like that. Yeah, I want you to submit and stuff like that. And I will definitely show you, be a man who gives you a reason to submit to. But yeah, you just gotta know how to cook. Like, please don't be a woman that don't know how to cook. That's a problem. Like, no, please, no. We most definitely, most definitely not doing that. I can't date that type. You can't be Uber eating every day. I'm like, just keep eating all this processed trash ass food. Like, stop doing that. Stop. Why are you digging into your health like this? Like, nah, boy. Like, I hate. Like, I've stopped eating fat. I haven't really had any fast foods probably in the last like since 2024 started. I haven't gone to any fast food joints. Any. Because I'm just like, this shit is literally death. And like 2023, like I've managed to like cut down on going to like fast food joints. Like I used to be heavy on the Popeyes.
Dang.
I ain't been to Popeyes since maybe like the summer of like last year. Like I don't go to McDonald's, I don't go to Burger King, like I don't even go to Wendy's. Like I don't be eating none of that shit because I'm just like, yo, this shit is just, it's just so bad for you. So I'm trying to eat a little bit more like cleaner and stuff like that, and be really taking care of my health. But I need to have, like, again, I need kind of time back in what I was saying about women who need to cook. Like, you just need to be able to show me that you know your way around the kitchen.
Right.
Because chances are, if you're not a woman who cooks, I already told myself that if I don't get a woman who cooks, then I'm just gonna hire a private chef. Personally, for me, I'm gonna hire a professional chef. That's gonna be me. It's gonna be expensive, yeah, but that's the lifestyle that I'm looking to have. So I'm willing to do what I got to do to make the kind of money to get that lifestyle. I understand. If I want a private chef, I'm gonna work towards getting a private chef, which means I'll figure out the way to make the capital and be consistent with it, so that way I can afford a private chef.
That's fine.
So that's just my mindset on that. Like, if it's what I want, then yeah, I'm gonna find a way to get it done. I'm not making no excuses for nothing. I don't need to make excuses for it. Like, I can, anything we want to do, we can do. The only person that's in the way is you. We're the only ones who get in our own way. So But yeah,
man.
those are my standards there. So that last one, yeah, the first and the third one, non-negotiable. We can
Made it
talk about
clear.
the firearms things, but it's gonna be pretty hard to convince me. And chances are that I'm just, if it's an agree to disagree, then we're probably just not gonna work out at all. But yeah, the others are non-negotiable. Oh, all right, bruh.
A lot of information from today, huh?
Values, principles, priorities, standards for women. There's a lot going on. But anything else you want to address?
Hey man, say man, we had a lot going on today. We spoke on a lot today, and it's a lot to digest, you know. But I just think at the end of the day, make sure you stand on those type of principle so that you keep your boundaries, because we all know when there's no boundaries, you can have a high level of disrespect that can come across you that you're not putting a stop to because there's no boundaries. And then from there on, your life can just trickle down. Who's gonna take you serious? I can smack the shit out of you today and then do it again tomorrow. And what are you gonna do? There's nothing you're gonna do without having some type of boundaries or principles that you stand on. How can I respect you? Now, I'm
Yeah,
not personally saying I'm gonna do it, but there's people in the streets that are really do it just because you become a clown. So,
facts.
if there's anything you took from this podcast today, stand on principles and find some boundaries in your life. Because you don't want to get smacked up all day by Debo.
You know,
Real rap though, man. Keep
getting
your
that deep.
boundaries.
It actually just sparked something in my brain about priorities for men, like something that all men that should possess, or something that all men should like do. Yo, every man needs to learn a combat sport. Either take up learning how to shoot guns or learn a combat sport. I mean, both would probably be beneficial, but I think one or the other. Like, you should learn how to do. A man need to do it. Learn how to defend himself.
So somehow, for the people that don't know what that is, what is a combat sport?
So if you decide to, get into like boxing or like MMA or something like that, like just learn something where you're physically, putting your body, just pretty much just learning self-defense.
Okay.
Like, you should know how to defend yourself. Like, I think every man should learn how to defend himself. Like, how the hell are you gonna live your entire life and not learn how to fight?
Because you know what?
Learn how to protect yourself. Like I said, like either whether it's with firearms or you choose to go boxing or MMA route, I think every man should learn some type of way to protect themselves, to defend themselves.
A lot of these hood dudes now, you know what their favorite line is? I don't fight no more. I just shoot.
Pussy. I want to hear
Coward.
that. See that, and that's, I mean, the street shit is just like, why? Like, you don't want to just run the fade, bro? Like, you only shoot when just somebody's posing an imminent threat,
Bro.
Which, I mean, clearly street guys just don't give a damn. Criminals don't give a damn. They're just looking to do wrong or avenge or whatever. They're not thinking clearly. This, again, like you said, just emotion. Letting emotion, Roger, bro. That was emotion you acted on.
Emotion.
Shoot first. You acted on emotion, and that's not what men do. Men don't act on emotion.
They are emotionally weak. They
Terrible.
can't.
We need to build emotional intelligence.
They get disrespected once because they can't fathom themselves or articulate that they feel disrespected and voice that to somebody. They rather pick up a gun and go shoot them. That's bad. That's like,
listen. I'm all for everybody having firearms, but for the right reason and for the idea, yes, for the intent to protect. That should literally, like, the mindset of mindset is literally like the number one like attribute for almost everything you do. when you choose to pick up firearms, you got to make sure you got the right mindset and like why are you getting it? What are you doing it for? Going into it, having the confidence to conceal carry when you're obviously going into business or going into a sport. You got to have the right mindset to believe that, all right, it might take a little while for it just to blow up, or it might take a little while for me to, get nice at this skill, but I got the mindset that I'm gonna become nice at this. So it's just mindset above like all else is just like so important to develop first. Like you don't have like mindset is literally like a foundation. You don't have the mindset, and it's just like you ain't finna build shit. Right? If you don't set your your mindset first. That is the
It's how you
foundation.
think. How you think. Your foundation of your mindset is how you think. Is how you're gonna think about everything.
So
You're
you're thinking
staying
how
at
you're gonna
home.
move. Like
That's how you're gonna move. That's how you're gonna talk. That's how you're gonna react. It all starts in the
exactly.
mind. Little kissing.
Oh, that's our spiel and little talk and our talk for the day. So again, make sure y'all subscribe to the channels. Make sure y'all do follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify or podcast streaming platforms. Make sure y'all leave us that 5-star review. And I mean 5 stars, nothing less. 5 stars
and
or
by
nothing.
chance, if you happen to think that it is 5 stars, it is less than 5 stars, put down in the comments why you think it's less than that. We need to hear.
No, believe me, I'm all for the feedback. I'm good with criticism, constructive criticism. That is, if you just coming to shit on me, then I mean, it's cool.
Hey,
If I got time, I might decide to clap back at you. But chances are, again, I don't take things personal. Rule number 1 of the personal agreements: don't take things personal. But I am open to criticism, constructive criticism. I am open to feedback on how we can improve the show. Anything that you want us to talk about, anything that you want to see us, focus more on or do, or segments, definitely just, let us know down in the comments and stuff like that in reviews. So with that being said, wraps up another edition of the Millennial Gems podcast. Over and out.